Flory Models daily vlog. Here we're on Monday the 13th of June 2016 and going to be quite a strange week, and it started something like this. Okay, so here we are Monday morning. To be honest, it's quite funny this week we're having a new roof fitted, which is typical because it's raining, and they're saying well they can't do it because it's raining. Anyway, for those of you who've been with us now for a few years, if you cast your minds back to around about 2006, I think it was, when we were first sort of doing these properly, when Pro Modeler started. Obviously we were Flory Models for sort of 10 years before that, doing commission work, a little bit of free videos here, there and everything, and then we sort of, right, okay, this is what we're going to do. So it's around about 2005, 2006 at our old house, back a few now, but we had a complete new roof. And if you remember when we was doing the videos, you could hear them above. Those videos I don't think we've even got anymore. It's the Lancaster build, I think it was. There's a couple of others I think we did at that point. But needless to say, it was pretty nasty having them right above because I had a converted loft space. And that's where we used to do it all. Anyway, fast forward, here we are probably 10 years and a bit, I think. It must have been more like 2004 perhaps. But anyway, we're having a new roof this week. So what's that mean for us? It means it's a nightmare because I can't film whilst they're here technically, because you know what it's like. You're going to have knocks on the door, you're going to have banging, crashing. And to be honest, those of you know we've got a double carport next to on the other side of this wall. That's what they're using as their base. All their materials, all their gear and everything else is going in there, and they've just finished offloading this morning and chucking it all in there. So what I'm going to have to do is do a lot of work behind the scenes. I've got loads of stuff to catch up on, to be honest. But like this morning, I've been finishing off this decaling before they got here. It's now just gone 8 o'clock, they've just turned up. Been speaking to them about it. But before then, it's a case of, right, do a little bit of filming, do the decaling, get that out of the way. And then I know they're obviously going to have lunch and various things like that, and in the evening. So I'm going to have to film around them this week, all right? So don't be surprised if you get more vloggy things like this than you do proper shows. But anyway, it's the sacrifice we made for last week for doing tons of stuff. There you go. So yeah, that's the thing. So just to keep you a little bit aware, what I'm going to do this week instead is I'll do a lot more sort of vloggy stuff with you guys, because it's more off the cuff. When you get bangs and crashes, it's not so much of an importance. The shotgun mics and stuff like that tend to pick up everything, whereas this camera is a little bit better, but obviously the image quality is not there. So it's a little bit of a sacrifice all the way around. But today, what I'm going to do is finish off decaling, because to be honest, there's a couple little pieces on here. I've come back, here we are. See what I mean? I've come back here this morning, a couple of little things I want to take care of. We can seal this down and get that one out of the way. Then I'm going to get that edited. To be honest, I've got a little bit of paperwork to catch up on today. Got to sort out your memberships, various things like that. A few things that's happened over the weekend need to sort out, and everything like that. So what I'm going to do is this week do a little bit of catch up. As you know, down in here, the studio's a complete dump, so I intend to do that. I'll take you upstairs as well to the other office this week, and I'll show you the stock and various bits and pieces, because that's a complete thing. And you can see my second stash, because I've got another stash that's bordering on this one upstairs as well, and everything else like that. Okay, so we're going to have a bit of a clear out. Might be offering up some kits for sale, so keep an eye out in the bargain area on the Flory Models site, because I need space. I've run out of space totally. Upstairs is just as bad as it is down here now, so I need to clear some kits. So you know me, I will be bunging them out at right old bargain prices, first come first serve, so grab them whilst you can down in the site, okay, and everything else like that. But generally it should be quite a fun week. It's more like this if you like, and everything else. But I have to say, this morning going around checking those decals, real problem getting these to conform. They're going slowly on the tail, but it says about it in the video, we mentioned it on Friday. I'm still going to have to do another stage of it, of putting some stuff down just to get these to conform in, because quite frankly they're still not quite there. Not happy with them, and to be honest I forgot to put a few little decals. The stars and bars on the wings I haven't done yet, and I haven't done the walkway that they can step off of the main gear doors onto the back. I need to do those as well. Apart from that, it is all done. So what I'm going to do is seal this down, and something a little bit different is I'm going to try it with a bit of this. I want to try it on as many different scenarios as possible, so that way when we come to, you know, obviously a couple of months down the line, I can actually say, yes, it works really well, it's great on this, it's rubbish on that, use it for this, don't use it on that, and everything else. So I'm trying to use it on as many things as we can now, and then a couple of months down the line I can come back and look at it and see exactly how it performed. Okay, was it as good as we thought? Do we have problems with it? Does it yellow? All those things like that. So anyway, that's it for this moment. Join me again a little bit later when this hopefully will be pretty much together, because I'm going to put the gear on it and all the rest of it, so I'm going to weather it all in one, and we can get the roof on, the engines on, all those things. I've still got to do the props, so we're going to do those as well today, thinking about it. Need to do those, and hopefully we'll get this car pretty much finished off. And tomorrow I'm going to be working on the flap system, which is all photo etch, because again, a lot of it I'll do off camera. You know, there's only so many bits of metal you can watch me fold. So what I'll do is probably do one complete flap set off camera and then I'll do one on camera, so that way it speeds things up. And with them banging and crashing and all the rest of it, falling off the roof, all the bits and pieces, we should be pretty much to carry on this week. So there we go, join me again at lunchtime and we'll see how we're getting on. Okay, so the banging and crashing continues as the roof's now been pulled off nicely. Let's hope for good weather tonight. Okay, I've been cracking on with the editing. Part 4 is going to be up with you about the Osprey, which basically gets you ish to here, just a little bit ahead now. To be honest now, I've put the actual undercarriage on. We've got the undercarriage on like that. Deckling is fine. We finally, he says, thinking he'd done it, but perhaps not. Perhaps one more coat is required on this. A little bit of damage now coming through, but it's not a problem. It's black. It's an easy touch up, and we can go through the motions of doing it. It's just that, to be honest, these are really not proving me a problem to go down, because they're going down. It's just that they're doing it ugly, if that makes sense. But anyway, deckling is basically done on that. Done a little bit of weathering down here inside the actual engine nacelles. They're deckled, ready to go as well. We've taped up, masked up and everything ready for the leading edge silver to go on those. Deckling is now completed, the wheel wells are all done and all the things. So all we've got to do is now get these spray painted up, get those done, which to be honest I'm going to do in a moment. Hopefully there'll be a pause in the banging and I can film it. Unmask it, get those deckled, seal the lot, and then we're in for a wash and weathering and everything else. So we're making absolutely great progress on that one. I'd say part 4 is up, and that covers basically the painting phase of it. So really the 2 darker greys going on there. So we got the dark ghost grey going on there, and then it's the old-fashioned blue grey, which is what the Tomcats used to be in for the top coat, because it's Marine Corps, that's what they tend to have. So that's going on and going absolutely fine. Doing the paperwork, got your orders to do, and all things. So apart from having to deal with workmen now and all the rest of it as they're ripping the roof off, just pray it doesn't rain. So far it's held nicely today because we haven't got a roof at the moment, but they're up there battening and everything on there and started on that. So it's going quite well. But apologies if you do hear any big bangs, wallops, crashes during these type of shows and everything else, because it's going to be a little bit like that. Tomorrow I'm up with you with Steve, which will be interesting because obviously we've got the live Q&A with me and Steve, so we're going to have all this going on at the same time as well, so I might have to disappear and leave you to it with Steve and everything else like that. So there we go, that's about it from me. Join me a little bit later on when we do the new show. So yeah, as you can imagine, this week's going to be a little bit tricky. Tomorrow will be even more noisy as they rip the rest of it off. And you know it's like when it starts going back together, it's going to be hammering and all things like that. So like now, I've got the blades queued up, literally, because I need to obviously airbrush these. And I want to show you guys at the same time what exactly I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So I haven't been able to do it. And literally, to be honest, they've just left, being sort of, you know, coming up 5:15. They've just left now. So now I can get on and do some filming for a couple of hours, and then obviously what we do is we get that edited and up to you and everything else like that. In the meantime, part 4 of this little guy is up with you right now. Okay, that's going to cover basically doing the rest of the camo greys on this one, because obviously it's 3 different shades of grey on here. Okay, and then obviously talking about the deckling. Now it gets the first part of the deckling in, and then you'll be up to speed, and then by Wednesday, depending on if I'm going to be able to do the actual parts, I'm now thinking for the 190, purely because there's lots of reasons. One of them is the sun is out now and coming through that window, and if it starts to move around, it's going to screw up all my white settings and balances here in the studio and everything else like that. Yes, it is that sensitive around here. So what I might do is hold off, because we want good quality and everything footage down in there, so I'll try and get it around when they're not there. So you might end up with the next part of this up, which will hopefully be almost running through, because in the next part I'll just be finishing off the deckling, and then it's going to be a case of going through and with the weathering with it. I'm going to do some little subtle bits and pieces. I want to do some streaking on the top surfaces off the vortex generators, things like that. I'm going to show you that one and everything else and complete through. Do have to warn that I've been told by the guys doing the roof that it may roll on till next week, purely because we got bad weather here in the UK, and obviously being roofers, they don't like getting wet. So anyway, I'm doing my best to sort of work everything around. Obviously there are going to be videos going up there and all bits and pieces, and in the meantime, as I say, it's going to enable me to have a damn good clear out, gut through, catch up with all the emails and bits and pieces. Sorry if I haven't got back to you an email over the weekend yet. As you know, I had the total weekend off, had a fantastic time, thank you very much. And I've still got probably about another 30 or so emails to catch up on, which I'll probably do tonight, or if not, I'll certainly get on with tomorrow. So I haven't got back to you, that's the reason why. So that's about it from me. I'll keep you going with how the roof's going and all the rest of it. But until tomorrow, really happy modelling and take care.